What happens when powerful forms meet powerful AI? Let's find out. In this special episode, we'll be interviewing Jotform's founder and CEO, Aytekin Tank, on the revolutionary new product, Jotform AI Agents. Stay tuned to learn all about what Jotform AI Agents are, how they came to be, and how they transform the future of customer service. Welcome to Momentum, a podcast by Jotform where we talk about the technology, productivity tips, insights, and best practices that help us move forward in business and in life. Let's get started.
3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Maintaining momentum.
Aytekin, welcome back to the show. It's been a while. How are you?
Hey, Elliot. It's been a while. I'm doing great. It has been an incredible week. We just launched Jotform AI Agents and excitement, and then that adrenaline rush actually turned into tiredness the next day. I felt so tired, even though I didn't do anything. I just did a speech and I wasn't doing much, but I felt so tired because it's just so much excitement. And it was a great launch event.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have all that adrenaline leading up until launch. And then I wouldn't say you didn't do much. Yes, you gave a speech. You've been doing a lot of podcasts, but you've been also shepherding the entire process and overseeing this for a long time. So having that finally come to fruition.
But compared to the team, I wasn't doing much. The team, they were emailing me at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, right? Just making sure that everything was working perfectly. The team actually did an amazing job. The marketing team did an amazing job, and the engineers and all the teams actually accomplished a lot. So I'm really proud of our team.
Yeah, it was really a all hands effort here at Jotform, which is really cool to see us pull something off like this. So, but yeah, I mean, let's just take a step back to start. Obviously, the big news kind of spoiled it already. Jotform AI Agents just launched. I would say this is arguably one of Jotform's biggest launches ever, probably. I guess, how do you feel now that we're actually at launch week, the product is live, the culmination of so much hard work? How does it feel right now?
I feel both an excitement and a relief. The excitement is natural. We have been working on this product for 1.5 years. We've been waiting for this date for a long time. In fact, we were planning to release this in November, but then we were approaching November, but we still kept finding great ideas, great new stuff to build, and we were just discovering so much that we said we need another 3 months, and we postponed it to February. And I'm glad we did that because we accomplished so much during that time. And the relief because it's always the launches are always kind of dangerous because things can go wrong, and people are actually experiencing the product for the first time. So we had 200,000 people visited the product, and they created over 10,000 AI agents, and they were playing, they were poking around.
Prior to launch.
Everything went well. There was no problems, nothing was broken, and it was a great launch, and they were able to really meet the AI agents, experience the AI agents, the power of AI agents without any hiccups. And also, I'm relieved because we've been planning this launch for a long time, and we've been, we actually wanted to get to this point because this is still day one. We want to do so much more, but we had to get to this point. And now it's released. Now a lot of people are using this product. We can actually focus on all these the next things. And we had this was an important milestone, but this is just the beginning. So we have a lot of new ideas, a lot of things that we are going to work on, but we had to do this to be able to get to the next stage.
And those 3 months that we pushed it back, that let us get in those beta users, those testers, so we could refine and make sure everything was good to go for launch. Is that right?
And the other thing is when we were working on the AI agents before that launch, we didn't have as many channels as we have right now. We launched with 8 channels. We have the phone agent, we have Messenger, WhatsApp, the chatbot, like kiosk mode. Like we have all these, different channels, so that like wherever you need to talk to your customers, you can actually have your AI agent right there. You can actually deploy your AI agent everywhere. So like you just train your AI agent once, but you're able to use it on many platforms. Like if you need to put it on your website, you can, deploy it on your website. If you need to like send a link to someone, if you need to, you can buy a phone number from Jotform, and then, people can call, and like 24/7, they can get their answers. So wherever you need your AI agents, we have it. And that was actually, that took us a while to get there. And, we were actually waiting for the messenger, like the approval from the like Meta, for the messenger, like right at the last moment. Like we even had like coming soon signs everywhere. Like,
I remember, yes.
We were worried that we were going to have a launch, but we wouldn't have the messenger platform, because like we were able to test it with small number of users, but it wasn't available to everyone. So, right before the launch, we got the approval, and then, we were able to actually release it with the product.
Yeah, I think that all speaks to the virtue of patience with something like this, and not necessarily trying to be the first company to rush something out in the market, but taking our time, making sure it's robust and it's developed. I think that served us really well for this launch. You kind of got to this a little bit already, but for some listeners who might not be aware, can you just give us a high-level overview of what AI agents are just in general, and, in Jotform's term, who they're for and how they fit into our platform ecosystem?
Yeah, AI agents are basically AI that has agency. So I think it's just the name actually explains it.
Yeah.
The agent, like when you use like a regular AI product, like ChatGPT, right? When you talk to ChatGPT, the ChatGPT gives you the answers. It's great. It's very useful. And, also people use it, but it cannot actually do things for you. So the difference between AI and AI agents is regular AI products, they give you answers. The AI agents can actually work for you, while you are asleep, while, you can give them a job and they can continue doing that job. So, and there are three types of AI agents. And I made that classification after like researching. And my Forbes article just came out today. It's on Forbes, and I talk about all these like three different types of AI agents. Maybe we can link to that article from the podcast. And I even give like 50 examples for each different category, 50 products for each one. Like, so there's 150 AI agents featured in that post. So I think that's going to be really useful to kind of understand what I mean by those categories. So the first type is conversational AI agents. Conversational AI agents are basically, they can actually talk. And usually they can talk on your behalf. And Jotform AI agents is a great example to this. So let's say you need to do customer support, right? And you can train your AI agent, and then your train agents like can work on your website 24/7, answer customers, take appointments, fill out forms for the customers, take payments. Like it can do lots of different things without your involvement. This means actually it has some agency. It can make decisions. It can guide users, and it can do many things on your behalf. The second type of AI agents is the multi-agent platforms. These are like Crew.com, is a good example. Basically, these platforms have all these different types of AI agents. Like, for example, let's say you are a marketing team who is like producing content. So one AI agent could actually do like keyword research, could be specialized in keyword research. One AI agent could be specialized in like, coming up with ideas for topics. One AI agent could be specialized on writing articles. So basically, you could combine, orchestrate all these agents, and then they can actually work together to create the end product. And basically, you are kind of the manager of them, and they can accomplish many things, and they can also work by themselves. So that's the second type. And the third type is the workflow of automation AI agents. These AI agents are, they're not talking to customers, or they don't have like this multi-agent platform thing, but basically they're handling things, in the back end. And a good example to this is at Jotform, like we deal with a lot of spam, phishing, fraud, all those things. And we have all these like AI agents in the back end. They're constantly working, constantly reviewing users, emails for spam, users for like phishing forms. So basically, they are kind of working in the back office, and they are just doing their thing. So there are three types of AI agents, but we are mostly focused on conversational AI agents. And I feel like this is going to be the year of AI agents. This is going to be a huge year for AI agents, because people are now discovering that they can use AI agents everywhere. And if you think about it, if you're a small business, if you're a small healthcare, nonprofit, education, if you're small, right, you don't have resources. Like you don't have a lot of, you cannot go and hire full-time employees, but you can hire all these like AI agents to do tasks for you. Like they could be like accounting, legal, HR, all kinds of different tasks, but they could be specialized, like customer service, appointment taking, sales maybe. So basically you could hire these AI agents at a fraction of the cost of hiring a full-time employee. So you might think that this is actually bad for like, people are actually, but the thing, if you think about it, they are not replacing humans, because these small businesses don't have the resources to hire people anyways. So what this enables is actually to allow small business to flourish. Actually, this allows them to grow much faster without much resources. And once they actually grow, they're going to hire more people.
Right.
So
it actually helps them hire.
I think AI agents are going to produce more jobs than they take. And this is going to be the age of like small businesses, startups, like small healthcare, education, nonprofits, because they are going to be able to accomplish so much more, like with very small amount of resources. So this is going to be a great age for the small guys. And Jotform has always been the product for these small guys, because it's just like we have this SaaS service product. We have a free version that's fully functional, and like it can do everything you need. And if you don't have a lot of needs, like you can just use the free version forever. And it's SaaS service. It's easy to use. It's you can create beautiful forms, now beautiful AI agents. So I think this matches really well with Jotform's culture and like our mission to help these small businesses become successful. And AI agents is like the next step on that journey.
Yeah, that's some really great perspective. And I think, you're absolutely right. It goes without saying that we are in a transformative era of AI. And if you think about it, the term AI agent, that wasn't really in the public nomenclature vernacular even a couple of years ago. And now you hear about it all the time. So this is the right time to be in the market. And to your point, this actually helps companies helps scale with the companies so that they can grow, flourish, and even hire more people. So I think that's an important perspective to have. And I'm curious, it kind of brings me to my next question. What inspired this version of AI implementation? What's the story behind it? Because it's not really the low-hanging fruit or the obvious choice. That might have just been, you have AI help generate a form or something. We didn't do that for our first AI release. We went straight up to this very robust, comprehensive AI agent concept. Can you share the story behind that and what inspired that direction?
Yeah, I mean, there's a twist in the story. So, and usually like the end idea that you come up with seems so obvious to you, but like it doesn't actually occur to you in the beginning. But over time, with luck and, a lot of help from others, you kind of get to the right place. So this is a story of that, exactly that. We started this AI journey in 2023. So, we have been thinking about like building some AI product. And we have this tradition at Jotform we call hack weeks. And hack weeks are like week-long hackathons. And during this time, we kind of allow the team to come up with these creative solutions. And it's just like open-ended. Like we want them to try different technologies. We want them to try different ideas. And every team is actually working on a different project and they come up with their own ideas. And in this hackathon, like we said, Hack Week, we said like, let's do some, AI, like how can we use AI at Jotform? So, and during this Hack Week, a couple of teams actually, not even like a single team, but, multiple teams actually came up with this great idea. What if you could just, you could fill out forms using AI? This idea, like, because forms are kind of boring. Like, when you go to a form, like, you don't want to fill it, like, but conversations are much more, fun. And in a conversation, you don't just, fill out the form. You can ask your questions. You can find out about things. So it's just much more natural to human
two-way
beings.
interaction.
Like, filling out a form is not very natural to humans, but conversations are like, people, humans evolve with, speech and conversations. I started with like 3 AI engineers. We started very slowly. And then as time went on, we kind of, started adding more teams and started growing the project. So it started small, but we were adding these, new teams to the project. And then we opened it to beta users. So this is another Jotform tradition. Whenever we decide to build a feature or a product, we don't just work on it behind the, curtain for a year. We will just quickly release a version and see if people like it, people use it, people, if they don't use it, why do we develop this product? So it's a good way to kind of discover if the idea works or not, if people actually need that product. So that's exactly what we did. We released it to a small number of Jotform users, but we saw something cool because people were using it, and we were actually seeing, like, we were analyzing different cohorts, and we were seeing this retention rates, like good retention rates. So people actually kept using this product. So, we doubled down on it. Like, we saw that this is good, this is going to work. We doubled down, we increased the number of teams to like 5, 10, At some point, I think we reached like 30 teams, about 200 people was working on this product. But something else happened. We discovered something. Even though we developed this product for forms, when we actually looked at how people use this product or why they use this product, majority of people weren't actually using it to fill out forms. They were actually using it for customer service. They were putting these chatbots on their website. People were actually asking questions, getting answers. So 90% of the users were using this for customer service, and only like 10% was using it for forms. In the beginning, we felt bad, like, okay, maybe we are wrong. Something is wrong. Like, the idea didn't work. There are clearly some people are using it for that one, but it's not the majority. And then we said, okay, hey, if people are using this way, that means actually there is a need for this product. And, why don't we double down on it? So now we kind of pivoted. Obviously, we kept the form aspect, and, appointments, forms, all those things. I think they're still important, especially for Jotform users. But we doubled down on the customer service. So one of the things we did was we started using our own AI agents for our own customer service. Like, we started like putting these chatbots on my forms page so people can actually ask their questions. So like, we discovered all these new features, all these, opportunities to improvement. So that was a great beta program. And we were also using our own product a lot. And we interviewed like 45 beta users. And like, I actually watched every one of them, not every one of them, like most of them. I didn't have time to watch the recent ones, but I watched every one of them, like, and I learned so much from them. And every time I watched them, like, they weren't talking about forms, like how they fill out forms. They were talking about how, they're answering these pre-sales questions, how they were like, teaching people about their products. Like, they weren't talking about forms. So it was kind of disappointing, but it was also like, we saw that there was a great opportunity. And so it was a lesson as well. Like, it doesn't always turn out the way you expect it to be, but maybe you should let it go, and whatever, and that's also one of the principles, like, traditions we have at Jotform. We listen to customers. We listen to our users, and we care about what they say. And here they were saying, okay, this is a product, this is a customer service product. And then we developed all the additional features that made it a much better customer service product. And that's one of the reasons we had such a great excitement when we launched the product. We had like 200,000 people visited the product page. They created like 10,000 agents. So, there was great reception on the launch day. So that was really exciting to see. And I was very proud of the team as well.
Yeah, that's incredible. A lot to unpack there. The inflection point where you pivoted to customer service, you kind of understood that users were using it in a way you didn't necessarily anticipate, and we just decided to lean into that. Okay, let's go all in on that. That's kind of your, I guess you'd say, an aha moment where it's like, okay, we're doing something a little bit differently than we planned, but look at the end result. And you listen to the end user, which is what we always do at Jotform, to your point. And I think that is something that really drives a lot of our product development. We listen to our users, we do these beta tests, we do these prolonged programs, and that's how we come up with the products at the end of the day, which I think is fantastic. I want to get back to, I guess, the ultimate vision for AI agents. What do you think the ultimate goal is? You said this is day one of AI agents. How do you see them transforming the way people use Jotform moving forward?
So I look at this in a much bigger angle, bigger lens, and I feel like there's an AI revolution going on, and I feel like this is going to change everything. AI agents are going to change everything. It's just gonna. It's very similar to the invention of computer in 1980s. Like personal computers came out, and then suddenly, everything changed. And then the internet in the 90s, everything changed, and mobile in 2000, everything changed. And this is like on my lifetime. This is the fourth biggest revolution going on, and I'm glad to have such a great team, such a great engineering, marketing teams, and that can we can be part of this revolution. I feel like it's great to be able to part of this revolution. So, and this means that every organization in the world, they can actually be kind of have their own AI agents. So people are now used to using AI. I have two boys in elementary school, and they will actually, when they are doing homeworks, they will just, instead of asking me, like they were asking me before, nowadays, they're just constantly open the ChatGPT voice mode, and then they will ask their questions.
You've been replaced.
I'm replaced. And they actually get better answers. I don't think I can give such great answers. And I remember when I was in elementary school, I didn't even have a computer. Right. I would ask someone, older than me if I had a question, or, I would have to go to a library, walk to a library, maybe find an encyclopedia and something like that. But, it was very difficult to reach information. Right. Just today we have this information in our fingertips, even we can just speak to AI and get information. But it wasn't that easy. It's hard to believe that's only a few decades ago.
Yeah.
Later on, a decade ago, students in elementary school, they could Google stuff, right? That's much better than what I had to do. But that's a little bit harder, but still better. They can go to Wikipedia, they can Google things, so they can find information. But today, it's just wherever you are, you can talk to this AI and get your information. So this means that now people are talking to these chatbots like ChatGPT, and everyone is used to them. So this is now a consumer product. And every time there's a revolution, it first starts with a consumer product, like personal computers, internet, and mobile. Like it starts with like more consumer oriented, and then businesses actually start using it. But here's the thing: you can talk to ChatGPT, you can ask any question, but you cannot go to your whatever, any business that you work with. It could be a small business, it could be nonprofit, education, healthcare. You cannot go to their AI agents. You cannot go to their AI and talk to them and ask something, right? But I think that's going to happen in the very near future. Every business will have these, just like if you go to an office and you have this receptionist and you could, they talk to that person, right? You are going to be able to talk to these businesses, organizations online to their AI agents, and you're going to be able to handle everything that way. And unlike calling a phone line, you're not going to wait 45 minutes on the line. You're just going to be able to talk to this AI agent directly right away. And the AI agent is going to be able to answer all the questions and able to do everything that business does, publicly. If you need to buy something, if you need to make an appointment, if you need to find out about information, it's just going to be that easy. It's just going to be as easy as talking to ChatGPT and getting your answers. So that's the future that I imagine. And I think it's going to be soon. And, we want to be part of that future. We want to be able to, and I feel like we are building a product that's going to be able to accomplish that. That's how I see it. So it's very large. It's not just customer service. It's not just about filling forms. It's just much bigger than that. So what's going to be next? I think after customer service, I think we are gonna still continue to improve our customer service product. It's going to take a while because it's not just what we have is it's still day one. It's still missing. We are still missing a lot of things. So we are still going to be working on those things. But I think the next step could be anything a small business, an organization does is, with customers could be done with AI agents. So, it could be sales, it could be presentations, right? Maybe you want to be able to talk over Zoom to the AI agent and ask your questions, watch a presentation, it can even guide you on a demo. If you, for example, let's say there's a software demo, right? You don't want to watch just this pre-recorded video. Maybe you just want to be able to talk to this AI and then say, okay, how can I do this? And the AI could actually do those things live on Zoom and show you how to do them just like a person would do. I think this is going to be possible very soon. And we are actually working on this idea anyways. So just like that, I think there are just so many opportunities with AI agents. But at this point, we are just, focused on what we have right now, perfecting it. It's still, we are still missing a lot of pieces. We are, working on those things, but we have a good product and people are using it, and we see great retention rate, great usage rate. So we know that we have a good product, but I think we can just do so much. So I think in the coming months, what you're going to see is we are going to be coming with all these new additions to our AI agents. And, I don't want to give them away. I want to keep them as a surprise. But, we already have them planned, and our team is already working on those updates.
Great. This is one. Thank you for keeping those a surprise. As someone who works on the marketing team, glad we're not leaking that. So this is huge. This is big. We are positioning ourselves very prominently in an industry that is still in its infancy, with AI agents being that stopgap for consumers to businesses, the next evolution of AI truly. And, we kind of glossed over it a little bit initially when we were talking about developing the product. But you mentioned at one point we had up to 30 teams working on AI agents, which is quite different for Jotform. I feel like normally we have one or a few teams that are just dedicated, focusing on one product. Like that's what they live and breathe for months leading up to launch. But this was more, I guess you could say, kind of all-consuming for us, which obviously reflects how much of a priority it was. But what sort of motivated that decision, that realization, like, okay, we need a lot more people on this. We need to change our MO. How do you coordinate and oversee so many people, so many teams working together on one thing like this, especially when it's something we haven't really done to that scale before?
Yeah. So pretty much the whole engineering team is actually working on this right now. And this wasn't actually planned. Like we weren't planning to build such a huge team because like at Jotform, like, we have all these small teams, like 30 engineering teams that are actually, a team is maybe focused on like building integrations, payment tools,
something very specific,
form building tools. Like we have all these teams, usually cross-functional teams. Like they have their own designers, they have their own like front-end, back-end developers, like product managers. So we have all these like small teams that actually work very independently. They make their own decisions and they move forward. So how did we get to that, right? It's just it wasn't actual plans. So it turned out that this project turned out to be such a huge project that over time, like we started with that 3-person team, AI team, and then we did a couple of product teams, and we released the beta version in early last year, like a year ago. And then as we needed more and more features, like we decided we need an agent builder. So we added a couple more teams. So we decided, okay, we need to give agents like actions, tools. We need to give agents like integrations. We need to add all these channels like the phone, WhatsApp, Messenger. As we added all these pieces, like we were adding also teams. Like we were saying, okay, hey, we need to get you in this AI project. So, you're going to come in and work on this piece. And so at some point, like we were adding more and more teams. And then at some point, like we were like, there were no teams left to add anymore to the project. So, but it was also great because everyone wants to work on AI and they were so excited. Like everybody teams were actually asking like, how can we join this effort as well? Like there was also that interest. So the question is like, how do you manage all these, like such a big team? I think it's because our teams are kind of small, independent teams. They all have their own rooms and they have team leads and they make their own design decisions. They have their own designers. So they don't actually require any like outside push. They can actually make decisions. And but there are two important points that helps them, things. So one of them is like every week there is a review meeting. Like they meet with me like for 15 minutes. So I meet with those 30 teams every week, and I give them feedback for 15 minutes. Usually it's just they're just showing what they have accomplished, and I'm seeing like this is good. Did you consider this? Something like that. And this actually make sure that we are actually moving forward in a together. And the second part is especially important for that. Like we have these demo days every Friday. You also sometimes join the demo days, like your teams also present in the demo days. But basically every team, if they have something to show, they will go to the demo day and then they will present it for 5 minutes. And that actually, like everybody sees what's happening with those teams. So they, that's how we are actually kind of, even though teams are actually working separately, we are still organized well and we are still functioning, cohesively. And that makes that possible. Those two meetings, makes this possible. And because of that, like we were able to, and the other thing is, I think, having this such a large beta program wasn't important. Because we want launch to be non-events in terms of the product. Like we don't want to see like also problems during the launch. That's why like we have this continuous integration and deployment process, and we also have this like large beta programs. But I think this was like one of the biggest launch beta programs we had because by the time we were ready for the launch, we had like 1,000 active users, and we were getting like 1,000 conversations daily.
Yeah.
So our AI agents were having like these 1,000 conversations daily. So because of that, we had a product that was ready for launch, and we were able to launch it well, and no hiccups, and enjoyed the launch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And I can speak to, it was kind of a surreal, unique feeling at Jotform. I've been here for 5 years, but almost every single team, every single person I talked to was also working on AI agents. In those demo days, every single person was presenting on AI agents. And that was a really cool thing that I don't think I had experienced before here, that everyone is literally aligning on this one goal, this one launch. We already have like 1,000 users, which some companies would be happy to have just in general with a new product, after it launched. So it was really cool to see that scale, and that sense of unification leading up to it was really incredible. What would you say are some challenges you ran into for development? Because you said we've been developing this for well over a year at this point, and obviously you've had some pivoting points. But were there any significant challenges that we ran into?
I think we had challenges. Most of it, two things. One of them is phone. Phone is really hard. Like voice agents are really hard because there's just like too many moving parts. Like you have this, you need to convert speech to text. You need to reconvert back text to speech, right? You have like so many
pieces,
different things are happening, and you need to be able to do this fast so that it feels like a natural conversation.
Right.
So I don't think we are there. Like we are still working on like speeding up our like voice agents. So we are still not happy where we are, but we are much better than before. But it has always been the challenge. But it's also a great opportunity because there are not many products out there that actually do a good job here, and there's a huge market for like AI being able to like answer customers over phone. Like I think it's just huge, and we are going to be investing in making this a great product. The second one is actual filling out forms by just conversationally, because especially when you have them together, like when you're trying to fill out a form on the phone. What happens is that, like, how do you get their email address, right? Do you spell them out? It's just very hard.
Yep,
even on regular forms, people actually mistype their emails all the time. Like there's like 10% of users actually mistype their emails. So on the phone, it's even harder. Like, maybe repeat it by spelling it. We were testing all these different ideas. So it's just, but challenges are also like the fun parts, like, because when you actually solve a challenge, that's always a great feeling. Like just, you feel like a champion. But we still have a way to go on many aspects. But I think it's just part of the thing. Like I always say, it takes 10 years to build a great product. It just takes a long time to build a great product. It's just, and this is day one. Like we just released it. We are just gonna keep improving it, and it's just gonna get better and better. And I feel like because the feature is here, we are kind of developing the feature as well, so we have a great opportunity here to kind of be the first to do many of the things. So that's also it's a challenge, but it's also very exciting, and it's just so much more fun. And I think one thing that really makes Jotform AI Agents different is the personality, the friendly personality we have. And we also spend a lot of time trying to give our AI agents this personality and, fun personality. And like, for example, like if you look at all these other products, they are usually like, they just have an icon, or they have these like robot icons, right?
It's like
robot
a chat
avatars.
bot. It's very robotic.
But we actually gave our AI agents faces, and we don't want to confuse people. Like we actually mentioned that this is AI, but we still want people to feel like they are talking to a friendly person, because humans evolved with like speech, with speaking with other humans. So what we like is like we like to speak. We want to have conversations, and we want to see other human faces. We want to see smiling faces, open, friendly body postures, right? We wanted to put all these things, and we wanted to have these like friendly voices in our voice agents as well. Like and so when you put all those pieces together, and suddenly these AI agents doesn't feel like a product. It feels like, you are talking to a human being, even though you know that you are talking to AI. You feel like, the AI is like, warm and friendly and talking to you with a nice manner. You feel like you are getting, being taken care of. And I think in customer service, that's the most important thing. You want to feel like, you are getting taken care of. And we wanted to give that. And we are so lucky to have such great designers, and our designers came out with all these ideas to make our AI agents friendly, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah. And it shows in the final product. I remember one of your demo days, I think last year, when you talked about how much we were going to stress the personality, the approachability, the friendliness of the AI agents. And I thought that was very refreshing. It didn't really occur to me, but I think that's one of the key pieces to this particular product, is that it isn't this sort of bland corporate chatbot. It actually has that friendly aspect to it. It doesn't disguise the fact you're not talking to a human, but it makes it a little bit easier to talk to customer service. It makes it a little easier to fill out a form, which, like you said, can seem boring. But if it's a summer camp form and you have a fun avatar saying hi and sometimes even making jokes, stuff like that, like it's really cool to see. Or even pick up the phone and hear that tone of voice that actually feels, we might have some work to do, but it feels human almost. It feels approachable, easy to talk to. That is a huge differentiating factor for us, which is also great for marketing. What is one thing that you think will surprise people about Jotform AI agents? You've mentioned a lot of things, but what do you think is one thing someone who hasn't heard signs up, starts a free account, tries their first AI agent? What do you think will surprise them the most?
There's this one very special feature. This is actually my favorite feature on AI agents. And that's the teach your agent section. Basically, just like how your customers talk to your agent, you can actually have these conversations with your own agent. And basically, you can have these one-on-ones with your agent, just like you have an employee. If you think about it, like, you're head of marketing, you hire people constantly, right? Mm-hmm. Or if you're a small business, you hire a customer service representative. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you train them? You don't just dump them like these documents. Okay, go and read these documents, learn customer service, learn our product, and then go take care of customers. No. You're going to actually spend time with them. You're going to tell them about your culture. You're going to ask them questions about them and learn more about them. And you're going to answer their questions. And basically, like, maybe you will want them to kind of see your previous conversations with customers, experience them. So you want to be able to kind of take time to train your employee. And the same thing applies to your AI agent employee. You want to be able to kind of train them, like just have this conversation with them. And like, we also made it fun. Like when you go to teach your agent section, it's just like your AI agent is going to, hey, hello, boss. I made you, like, say things like, hi, boss. How are you today? I made you this virtual cup of coffee,
Those little touches
for you today. I mean, I don't play a lot of games, but like my kids play more games. And like, games actually have all these conversations, like, and those conversations actually make the game much more fun.
They draw you in.
Draw you in. And then they teach you stuff. So we wanted to kind of have that experience, give that experience. And it was so fun to build that and see, how people have, what kind of conversations they have. And like, also people actually have these role playing conversations. Okay. They say things like, okay, let's say I'm an angry customer, like, how would you respond to me? And then, they ask questions, things like that. Right. So basically they are actually taking time to have this conversation. And like, we hear a lot from the customers as well. Like, just they say, they love that part. Like they love the experience of being able to talk to their own AI agents. It's just very different. And just I don't even remember, building such a feature. So that I feel like it's such a special feature. And and that kind of makes it even more fun to use the product.
Those personal touches are so important. And I look at it sort of like you get in what you get out, really, like an employee or like someone new that you hired. You can spend a quick 15-minute session with them, kind of going over stuff, and then send them along to the races. They might do okay. But if you actually invest time, they will do better. Like you really do get in what you get out. And I think that some people will kind of have a lot of fun with it. Like, it's almost gamified in a little way. Like the more you train, the more knowledge you give them, the better that they'll be. And I think some users will actually get like kind of a lot of pride out of this is a really good AI agent. Like, wow, they're talking like I would right now. Like they've got it dialed in. I think people will really flock to that. So I think that's a really awesome feature to highlight. We've talked a lot about how Jotform AI agents will, change the future of customer service. We also hinted at how they can do a lot more than just customer service. So, to kind of wrap things up a little bit, what are some of their other applications, other implementations that you think are worth shedding light on, apart just from the customer service features?
We see a lot of people using appointments,
scheduling appointments, right?
Yeah, appointments, form filling, and we have this huge basically, directory of AI agent templates. And we have we created like 7,000 AI agent templates. Mm-hmm. And the way we created was we actually looked at what kind of like forms people use. And from there, we discovered like different use cases for AI agents. And that kind of helped us like discover all these different use cases. But when I look at in general, when I look at it, it's anything that you basically do with customers that you manually do today can potentially be done by AI agents. Like if you are, providing recommendations to your customers, if you are, training them about your services, your product, like if you're giving presentations to your customers, right? If you have multiple steps to accomplish something, like you have all these meetings, maybe your AI agents can do those things for you. But sales seems to be the huge area that the AI agents can be huge. But, I feel like we are going to be able to do so much, but basically, we are going to take it a step at a time. We are starting with customer service. We want to get that right before we move into like another like big area. And releasing the product is a big step, big milestone, because now we are getting so much more feedback from users. And like, for example, we added like Google Calendar integration right out of the gate. But like we received like just on the launch day alone, we received like 30 requests for calendar integration because people want to be able to do their appointment with calendar as well. So the team is actually working on that as well. So it's just like, it's very important to kind of get those feedback from users. And usually like we don't even have to come up with ideas because we have, Jotform has like 30 million users. So, if we have, when we have a good product, people are like constantly asking us to build them. So basically, like just we put that first piece of the puzzle, and then the next pieces will come from our users. Like they are going to start asking us, like, what's going to be next. And we have some ideas, but again, like I don't want to give too much because one of the exciting things is we release things pre-announced, like just we and then people are more excited that way. Like when they see when they like. Instead of seeing this announcement about something that's going to come out in the future that they cannot use right now, like they see an announcement and they can use it right away. And it's available right there and then, and they start using it that way. So that's why, we don't pre-announce too much. But anything that you do today that involves customers, I think, we should be able to accomplish with AI. And that's how we see it, how we imagine it. Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting journey, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. It's going to be an exciting journey. Yeah. And this is the first day. Yeah.
Pretty incredible. Anything else on your end, Aytekin?
Nothing. I'm just so excited about this release. I just want to ask everyone, Like if you haven't tried it yet, it's free, it's easy, good. We have an agent builder. It's exciting. You can talk to your agent. You can teach your agent. You can, have that conversation with your agent. Just go to Jotform today and start building your first AI agent, and you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Just do it today. Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. The URL, we'll post it in the show notes. It's jotform.com/AI/agents. You can create your first AI agent in literally a matter of seconds, a few clicks, and we hope everybody enjoys it. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Aytekin, for your time. And until the next show, we'll see everybody later.
Thank you, Elliot.